Yeah! Rastafari, Haile Selassie rules and reigns over all living things. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High God shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say, Jah bless a sound like Arrow Syndicate sound, with youth like DJ Yellow, Not Nice and my agent called Killer P. Big about Stockwell and Brixton Massive, you don't know, so we kick off a sound boy face. I and the chin say, run things. Element of surprise. There will be weeping, there will be wailing, and a gnashing of teeth, till Arrow Syndicate town they appear. And what you gonna do, and where you gonna run to? There will be killing, blood will be spilling, it just not go ease, till Arrow Syndicate town they appear. And what you gonna do, and where you gonna run to? Weeping and a wailing, I said a gnashing of teeth. Weeping and a wailing, you test Killer P, you get defeat. Weeping and a wailing, and a gnashing of teeth. Weeping, what a wailing, you test Not Nice, you get defeat. Here will be fighting, every son will be backbiting, it just now go ease, till Arrow Syndicate town they appear. And what you gonna do, and where you gonna run to? There will be wars, rumors of wars, there won't be no peace, till Arrow Syndicate town they appear. And what you gonna do, and where you gonna run to? Jah.
Good evening, my peeps. Good evening. I know for the last couple of weeks it's been a bit off. Let me just get my camera up real quick. Good evening, my people. Man, there's enough respect plus enough tax. I know like the last couple of weeks have been kind of nuts still. It's been crazy. I ain't even going to go into that, to be fair. But what I am going to go into is the young lady that was strangled in a shop in Peckham. I would like to applaud all my brothers that did go down there and make a presence known that it will not be tolerated that any of the sisters should be manhandled in public like that by anyone. It doesn't matter what race it is. No sister, no queen, none of this little, we shouldn't be seeing that. Especially the young, imagine little young kids, them that's walking with their parents, shopping with their parents and having to witness that. You know what I mean? That's not fair. So thanks to the brothers and the sisters that did go out there, because on going out there, it has reached the right people that needed to see that these things are going on. And now they can investigate and deal with him professionally as well. But is it not a time for us as a people, as brothers and sisters, to look in the mirror, look at ourselves? Because that scenario for me was a wake-up call that our brothers and our sisters need to look in the mirror, because we have all got brothers, friends, fathers, uncles, cousins, somebody, close relatives that are out there boxing up the sisters them nightly, weekly, daily, and nobody ain't got the same energy for that. So I'm hoping that this has prompted the brothers them to look at your brethrens that's doing the same shit and pull them up, rein that in. Look at your little, you know what I mean, the family members that you know that's keeping up the same shaggery, rein that in, address that. Because individually we can't change the world, but I mean, if we all have the same angle of approach and, you know what I mean, concern, then slowly but surely things will start to change. Do you understand? Like, There's a lot of people that say, oh yeah, what's the man them doing going up there? And no, everything has a reason and a purpose. And I know that the purpose of our presence to be felt is greater than us going up there and smashing a bottle or trying to break a window or any of that, because history has taught us that. History has actually taught us that every time Martin Luther King went out there and stood and told these people, stand in silence, we will not break anything, we will not cause anybody no harm, but we will make our presence felt. Things were changed. There was things that were changed. People heard because they knew if these people make a move, it's a madness. So yeah, big up to Latoya, my little cousin on the check-in. Big up yourself. Luke Wagwan. Manners and respect, Luke. You don't know the chopping. Sasha Pai check-in. Manners and respect. Simo, big up yourself, my family. Tanya, big up yourself. Deborah, big up yourself on the check-in. Shouts out to Divine Angel and Nikki. Love Life, big up yourself also over on the YouTube. You get me? So this is what we're dealing with right now. Like, we need to start looking in the mirror like, what are you talking about? Yes, the man done what he done. He's not right by any measures or any means. No. But that has made me check, hold on, this man's been doing that forever. I got people that I know that every time these people breed a girl, the girl has to run out of London. She has to go hiding, bruv, because these people are not nice. They trouble whoever they want trouble, and when they trouble them, it's just beer abuse and box up and black eye when you see the girl and them thing there. So it's not just me that knows these people. All of you people know these type of people. You understand? So it's all right, yeah, we're going to jump up and have that energy for the shopkeeper, but do we have that same energy for our own? And is it not because we are doing it to ourselves what makes people out the road, make them believe that it's okay to do it to us? We're doing it to our own, so yes, you're making people think it's okay. All right, I'll give you an example. I've spoken about this umpteen times on my lives as well. Women that doesn't have big brothers or a father figure in their life or any strong males in their life. Do you know that those females are more likely to get abused, boxed up, and everything else under the sun just because there's no male presence in that young lady's life? Do you know how important it is to be present in the females in your family's life? It's important because now he shouldn't be opening his shop. And even if he was to open his shop, none of my people, none of our community should be supporting that shop. That shop should go into liquidation because it just can't sustain itself. But that won't be the case because the reality of it is that our people, and when I say our people, not just my black brothers and sisters, our community we got a short attention span to anything that's going on. We don't stick with the narrative, we don't stick with the plan. We don't stay with the topic, we don't stay with the narrative. It changes as we go along because everybody wants to play the main role. So yeah, D, big up yourself. Refix, Nicole, Refix, big up yourself. Donna Dean, big up yourself on the check-in. Sarah, big up yourself. Yeah, manners and respect every time. Luke says, to be honest, bro, I'm glad I don't have daughters. I'd be scared for them. Bro, I got 2 daughters, bro. I'm petrified, but I tell you what, I know that I'm willing to lay down my life for them 2 little girls, bro. Anyone put their hands on these little girls, bro, will be the last time they use their hands, bro. I'll go and get something that can freeze a hand. You know them things where you put it in a bucket. It's in a silver bucket. I swear I watched something, you know. It's this fluid that's in a silver bucket, bruv. Yeah, and when you put your hand in that, it only has to be in there for less than a minute. And that whole hand is frozen to, you can go and get a hammer and just box that hand and the whole hand just drop off. That's how I start dealing with some of these people. Facts. Because that's the kind of treatment some of them deserve. You get me? But the fact that it actually reached the mainstream, just take a look at this.
Chants of "you touch one, you touch all" were heard, and signs held up saying "keep your hands off black women." The shopkeeper said the footage had been viewed out of context. We'll talk to a criminal psychologist on this in a few moments. But first, Talk TV correspondent Oliver Whitfield-Murchich is live in Peckham in southeast London for the very latest on this. Ollie.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Ian. The local community here is still angry. There are still people outside of this shop, and new posters keep on being put on the railings outside because the anger has stemmed over from the incidents that started here on Monday when a woman came to the shop supposedly trying to get a refund for some products. That video that everybody has seen now showing the shopkeeper grabbing her, bringing her back inside the shop and seemingly grabbing her by the throat. Now, the shopkeeper says that he was only trying to restrain this woman because he refused the refund, and then the woman allegedly tried to take some things out of the shop without paying for them. The police turned up, arrested the woman on suspicion of assault, but she's since been released on police bail. Now we're hearing from the Metropolitan Police that a 45-year-old man has been interviewed under caution. But as I was saying, there is still quite a lot of anger in the local community here, and it seems that this has been an issue which has been bubbling away under the surface now for at least a decade, because the black community here say that their money goes right in to these shops, and a lot of the times that in this local area the black hair and cosmetic shops are actually owned by the Asian community, and they do not feel respected. They're also saying that this is built into the wider Black Lives Matter issue of women also not feeling safe and constantly being suspected of things. Take a listen to what some of the people here have had to tell us.
In this community, there has always been a historic conflict between the Asian merchants, what I call, and the local community, and all the stuff lack of respect. I believe that historically there's this sense of we're beneath them, and so therefore their responses and their interactions sometimes accumulate things like this.
And as a woman, you grabbing a woman by the neck, though the lady reacted, which I saw, hitting him with a basket in her hand, which I can do as well. But please, we need to respect women and black people.
Yeah, what happened is unfair because Black Lives Matter. They have to do something because before they will kill us. After we die now, they will be saying Black Lives Matter. It's matter before we get to death. So they should support us. Color doesn't matter. We are serving the same God.
Ian, there's been a muted police presence here, but there has been a police presence. We've seen police officers walking down the street as well as police vehicles down side streets. I think all in the hope that nothing does turn any violent, that there are no further protests. The Mayor of London has called for people to remain calm. Meanwhile, the Metropolitan Police says that its investigations are continuing. At the moment, it is a case of he says, she says, and we don't really have the full picture of what happened, with some people here saying we do not know what happened in the moments just before that video was published, or indeed what happened right after.
Ollie, thank you. Oliver Whitfield-Murchich, our reporter, right outside that store in Peckham.
Now, you see, for me, where the problem lies is like, he said, she said. How can it be a case of he said, she said? The young lady is seen on camera being strangled. Now, let me show you the difference. Now, you see, if that was like a domestic case, boyfriend and girlfriend in the household, the boyfriend had done that to his female, the police, you see, like they got a domestic unit, yeah, a special domestic unit team. They don't play about when it comes to domestics. Like, so how can you see that as footage, not tampered with footage, raw footage that we're seeing? The whole world's seeing that. Her word versus his word. Cool. Doesn't matter what the young girl done. There's ways to deal with people, even if it is somebody that's come into your store to steal something. There's ways of there must be ways of restraining that person. There's gonna you should be taking on these courses because you're gonna have to defend your shop. And if you ain't got or hiring any security for your shop, then you should be dealt with like a normal criminal that's doing something just random, because you should be taking that position. Come on, as a shopkeeper that is gonna be dealing with people that's gonna come in and steal many different products from your store, you should be taking up some form of not just defense skills, but knowing how to restrain people, knowing how to hold on to them until the police, what they call it, citizens arrest and all the rest of it. You can't just be like manhandling people's children like that. Supposing the father decided to come in with a big cutlass and decide to start chop the first man that you see behind the counter. People's gonna say the man's wrong, but two wrongs don't make a right. The girl came in for a refund. Everyone knows they don't refund money. See, that means you spent your money in their store, you can go and pick up anything else in equivalent to your money, but they ain't gonna give you back the paper that you just gave them because they're trying to hold on to anything they make. Cool. That's been since beginning of time. That ain't nothing new. So if she decides that, all right, then boom, I'm gonna pick up I'm gonna double that then, innit? Because you're taking the mick, I want my money back, but you're telling me I have to pick up something in there? Well, I'm gonna pick up double the amount then, innit? Obviously, to the outside, and people's gonna think, oh, she's stealing. To the normal-minded person, they're thinking, oh, hold on, you're taking a mick, mate. I'm trying to flipping just get my money back. I've got other things to spend my money on. Actually, I found a better product that's maybe a bit cheaper elsewhere, and you're forcing me to keep my money in this store. Okay, well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick up more bits. Even if she picked up more bits, still doesn't warrant the man putting his hand around her neck. And the minute you put your hands around her neck, everything before that is not valid. That's my stance on the whole scenario. The minute you put your hands around, look, I've grown up going through this my whole life. I might owe a man a small money, and a man's coming to me like, oh, where's my money? What? But man, I ain't even got your money right now, Rupa. I'm gonna get it to you a couple of days' time. What? Man, the minute you put your hands on me, it's cool, I don't mind fighting with you all day long. But the minute you put your hands on me, your money's out the window. It doesn't matter what the figure is. 10 bags, 50 bags, it doesn't matter what the figure is. The minute you put your finger on me, it's gone left and there is nothing to get. So we know that thing, like, it's a ghetto way of thinking, we know that. So I don't know how in professional business that's allowed. It's just not allowed. I don't care in what case, and no one can't explain it to me to make it make sense that young lady deserved to be strangled. And yes, she hit the man with a basket, but that's her only defense. She's only little. I mean, look how big the geezer is. Like, he's a lump. Come on, man. Yeah, man, so man, I have to keep it real. Man, them that went out there, just make sure that when you see your brethrens, them boxing up the females, them, grip them up the same way, switch on them the same way, pull them up the same way, bro. That's what I'm saying. Don't just have energy for the shopkeeper. Look into the foolishness that's going on in our community amongst our own people, and let's start disciplining that. Let's start disciplining that. There's some neighbours that hear their neighbours getting boxed up every night. Speak out. Find one of the brothers, them, to come and assist. Don't call the police. Find one of the brothers to come and assist and knock that door and knock that guy out and save that sister. Since all the man them's on the road willing to rally up and come, let's do that then. All of the neighbours, them, that can hear a sister or a female getting battered next door, because there's a lot of them across the UK. These young ladies don't have a voice. They have to put on a brave face and go to the store. They still come home and get battered by this drunkard or this alcoholic or this drug abuser. See what I'm saying? So it's just about us being honest with what's going on around us. And yeah, speaking the thing up, talking up the thing and making something really happen and making some real changes. Cause I'm sure once the brothers then reach that front door there, that brother's gonna have to evict himself from that place and he can't return. He's not gonna want to return. You see, when there's the boys in blue, man's got all the talk in the world when it's the boys in blue. But when it's the boys and the crew, man ain't got no chattings when it's the boys and the crew. See what I'm saying? All right then. Moving on though, I was watching something earlier where these people are saying like the TVs are now blatantly recording us and sending back data elsewhere. So just to make you guys aware, because a lot of you may not be aware of this, a lot of us have smart TVs in our homes. Pardon me, excuse me. If you're going to speak about anything that is of importance, high profile in any way, don't want anybody else to hear about it, should have kept it in a windpipe. True. But if you got any important things that you be talking about, like even beefs in the ends that you might be talking about with your friend them in your room, you don't want to be talking about anything in your yard if you've got smart TVs in your yard. Most of you today have Alexa in your yard as a part of the family. Now I get it, because a lot of us have become lazy, don't want to press buttons no more. We just want to voice activate everything, and I get it. But these things have been recording us the whole time. These things and these little devices are the reason why a lot of houses get boomed in and they seem to find what they're looking for. Those devices that you people seem to believe in and think that you're doing better than your neighbor and think you're doing better than the rest of the family because you got one, you're not. Those things are more detrimental than it is of any great use to us. It's more of a liability than it is an asset in your house. I'll guarantee you that much. So to those ones out there that definitely have smart TVs like myself, please be mindful when you're speaking in your house. Plug that out. I feel like even when it's plugged out, it must be active, man. I'm sure these people must have some form of batteries. You get me? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Even the switching it off don't mean nothing. You could all plug it out. It mostly still got an inner battery inside where they just, you get me, consistently overriding. And every time it's plugged in, it recharges that little tiny battery on the inside. We don't know. We got to work with what we do know, and what we do know is that they're trying to get everybody in any way, shape or form. You get me? Any way they can get us, they're going to try to get us. So we got to be a bit more smarter than the smart TV, and a bit more on point than your Alexa in your front room. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Ban Alexa. Brother, what happened with the interview on the artist? Was looking forward to that one still. No. Anyway, it is it. I understand that there's a lot of people in the communities that don't mind mixing and stirring a pot of, when there's shit going on already, they don't mind stirring the pot. Now, big up to the artist and whatever else, yeah. And I was going to give him the interview, but I tell you what, you see the way that he captioned the thing is like he's trying to push something more than it, like, let me explain what I'm doing rather than you trying to push a narrative that I didn't even give you. Do you understand? So you see, because I'm a man of principle and because I'm a man that's already spoken all of this already on my own platforms, I don't think I need to go and repeat myself to put that all on the artists when I can put it all on my own channel if I need to do that again. You know what I mean? So that's why that's just been dead in the water, and that is the end of that. You know what I mean? Out of manners and respect, that will go no further. Because I don't need to reignite something. Do you understand what I'm saying? What I've spoken on already. And yeah, that was all some fluky stuff, and yeah, just leave it where it is. You know what I mean? Killer can do his own interview. I don't need a guy to interview me. No disrespect. But yeah, big up the artist same way. Still one of our brothers same way, but it just put out the wrong way, and it just really pissed me off that day. So from that, my angle was just no more. Don't worry about it. It's cool. You know what I mean? Let me give you a little touch of this thing here, what's going on over this side there. Peeps, check this out.
Next tonight, into that question I mentioned, is your TV watching and listening to you? New smart TVs with internet connections able to transmit your private conversations. Here's ABC's Rebecca Jarvis.
Hello, Mr. Yakamoto.
A warning tonight straight out of Minority Report.
How those assorted tank tops work out for you?
From Samsung, your smart TV is watching you.
Go to Smart Hub.
The latest technology that turns your voice into a remote so that you can scan YouTube, choose a movie, or change channels just by speaking can also hear your private conversations.
YouTube.
We gave Samsung's latest model a test.
Once I press this button, everything I say into this device is getting recorded and could be shared with a third party.
It's as cool as it is creepy.
People have this expectation that the conversations that they have in their own home or what they choose to watch, this kind of data is really private.
Samsung's privacy policy telling consumers, please be aware that if your spoken words include personal or other information, they will be captured and transmitted to a third party. The company adding that they do this to improve the features of their televisions. Another step deeper into a world where Big Brother really is watching and listening to you.
All right, this sounds kind of crazy, but how do you protect yourself?
Well, you can turn off that voice recording feature, David, but there are trade-offs here because if you do that, you have to go back to using your remote. No more of the voice-operated feature, the whole reason you bought the TV in the first place.
All right, Rebecca Jarvis with us tonight. Rebecca, thank you.
You see how people them get lazy? People them really get lazy in our life, and that's what I'm saying. They're gonna get us where they think that we're slacking or lacking, or we want to become a bit more, laid back in certain areas. That's where they're gonna attack us. This is why we can't be sleeping in these times. We can't just be easily distracted by, programs on TV and little social media passer from whatever's going on in Jamaica, whatever's just all little passers, small things. All the little small things are this one's done that one pushed that man off a stage, this one did it. All of these things are distractions. These things are not the big picture of what's happening right now that's going to affect us. None of those things is what matters to us. It's just that the brain likes a bit of passer, so we jump on that and we like it and we entertain it. The reality is that is not going to help us on the journey that we're on right now. Seeing Dean, big up yourself. Mackenzie as well, big up yourself. Dean Mackenzie, my bro, got it done on the choppings. Rihanna, big up yourself. Riri, done on the chops. They want us to be distracted. We're all distracted. Even us that claim we're out doing greater good for the people, the community, and whatever else. Most of us are out here distracted, bro. We're all distracted because if we was on to what we're supposed to be on, we wouldn't have no time for the small things. And we got too much time for what? The small things. Big things are happening underneath our noses. A lot of changes are happening. A lot of these like world destructions are taking place. Population control, people are dying in crazy numbers. And you think that man cares about the passer that's happening up the road. You think I care about what man get dashed off a stage and little passer between in-house, the indifferences in-house. Like you think that I care about what little house problems, what people are supposed to deal with their family issues in their house that's spilled onto social media. Why would I care about all of these things? They're all distractions to me. Because I know better. I can see what's really taking place. I know what's really going to affect my people. Them little something here is just going to keep us in a them little something here. It's not going to take us out of this. It's going to keep us right here where we seem like we're comfortable with that way of living. We don't want a better quality of life. We don't, Jano Star. All of the things I see happening around the world right now. Blue Beam Project doing a madness. This new laser machine they're using to zap up bare different countries. The heart machine that they're using to create floods all across and bust. People are just sleeping. Why are we sleeping? Why are we sleeping when we've got the knowledge? We know Wagwan, we see it. We know what's taking place. We can break it down the minute we see it. So why are we sleeping? And them say iron sharpen iron. So why is most of us acting like cardboards out here? Or where's the iron sharpeners them? Where the real iron sharpener them there? We know our Wagwan and know what we're supposed to be doing. How come we ain't all like what is Jano Star. That's all I can say, Jano, because how I see things, I can't see how it's going to change though. We are already screwed. They not air you still, but you see that give up mentality. Man ain't got that heart, bro. Man ain't got that heart. Yo, there's hope, bro. You see, the minute that we wake up and we got life, are you mad? Man's got hope, fam. We need them backbone, man. Where's them backbone brothers, them that know? Where they at? And I'm not talking about just those brothers in America. I'm talking about my brothers right here in the UK that know Wagwan, the real freedom fighters that's really been standing up, but ain't in the mix-up. So that's why they're on the sidelines. Where they at? Where they at? Kerry, and big up yourself on the check-in, babe. Beer love. Where are my brothers them at? Those are the brothers that I need to be seeing and linking with. No man them that's willing to go and sit down with police. I ain't linking with no man that's willing to go and sit down with police. I don't want to link with no organization of any sort that wants to go and sit down and bridge gaps with police. I don't want to bridge no gap with no cops, no blue boys in blue, none of that shit. I'm not down with that. I believe that I was a part of the problem in my community, and I believe that I can be a part of the solution within my community. I don't need police to be a part of, or to help me be a part of, or to help assist me do not know. Hence the reason why my work with the community has never been on a base that I'm looking for a donation from or sponsorship or anything from none of these governing bodies. I don't want nothing from them, because the minute you do take a penny from them, the police have to check in on what you're doing. They're all over your shit. You've got to give a monthly report of all of the people that you've got coming in and leaving, times and frames and all of this rubbish. I don't have time for that. Most people do. So they'll run and take the money from the government. Then they will tell you that they don't work with police. But then I ain't got time for all of that. Patrick has never worked with police. And a lot of people want to walk and talk this narrative. It's never true, never gonna be true, ever in this lifetime. Yeah, police have made me, handcuffed me and made me get stabbed in my neck, made me see myself get stabbed. Talking about. I will never have any regards for the law like that. No, I'm a law-abiding citizen to some degree, yes. But I have no information for no officers. I will never work with no officers. And if it was for me to work and do a workshop for the youth them's sake, and I had to have police coming in, then there would be no workshop. Because if I can conduct that in my house, then if it's that deep. Yeah, so there's a lot of people that's on some different narrative. They say this, but they mean that. That's called speaking with forked tongue. I don't do that. I speak very black and white. There's no grey areas to my talk. The government's on to us. The government's trying to kill us. The war ain't with my brothers. The war is against the boys in blue. Bon Babylon, boy skin for burn, burn them down. I've been saying this for years, and it's nothing changed against Killer. And the police, nothing don't change against Killer. And the government that's been killing all these young youths them all across the world, giving the youth them, machine them all across the world, making them murder themselves, brethren, before they get to youth them food and clean water. Them I give the youth bullet and pumpy, and me I taught them thing from a long time. And it's not just lyrics I'm talking, this is real life things that I really am concerned about. Why it's even in songs. I don't want nobody try to mix me up like I'm one of them. No, I'm an individual that does things my way. I'll support 1 and 2 heads them, yes, because I believe that, yeah, even though they might make odd mistakes here and there, maybe frequent mistakes, but maybe to some degree they have good intentions, and not all the time that people have good intentions does it work out the way that you mapped it to be. So sometimes you have to see with your people them until you see it go fully left, and you say, "Bum buckler," you know what I'm saying? Me did up it now go that way, yeah, but we don't just jump ships on our people like that. But it's not everybody I stand with. Not everybody I stand with. I see the fraud in enough people. I don't speak on it because I ain't trying to stop no one's bread out here. But I know what I'm about, and that's all that matters. And my people know me, and that's all that matters. I don't care what a next man's doing. I don't care what anybody else is doing. As long as it's not me in the narrative of what I'm on, then why would I need to care, look, or even be intrigued with what you're doing? I'll applaud you on it because I see it. Cool, great works, and you're one of the brothers or sisters putting in the work. But other than that, I'm not here to stroke nobody's ego. Me not there to stroke no ego. For nobody. By a man's work, a man will get paid. And that's the thing there, right there, sir. So you can go and do your little dirty work over there and expect to get rewarded. The Most High is going to deal with you wicked. Life is going to deal with you wicked until you inline yourself with how life is supposed to be. That's life. So the quicker the brothers them wake up and the sisters them wake up, better future for the all of us, and maybe a brighter one. And we can maybe tackle other things a bit more easier as one, rather than a fight against one another and still trying to go on like we're tackling this, and none of us ain't doing nothing, because here what? All when we are going like we are do things, we're still fighting against each other. It just you know what I mean? Defeats the narrative. It's just mad. Can't ever give up on the works. You get me? Let me just show you our next little madness while I go on now. So I've been watching a couple of these floods and I'll be like, what? How can these floods be so frequent in so many different places? And no one ain't taking note. Like, no one can't see that it's the government and warring their one another and trying to disrupt countries in order for them to have to lean back on these same old pussy holes them. Like, no one can't see what I go on. I see what I go on. I'll show you what I go on.
These scenes are becoming increasingly common in Turkey's largest city. A month's worth of rain fell within hours in Istanbul. Several streets turned into rivers and dozens of cars were washed away. Officials say they received around 4,000 emergency calls, and the floodwaters damaged 2,000 homes and businesses. Tourists were also swept away by a torrent that raged through a campsite in the northwestern city of Kırklareli. Cleanup efforts are underway in Istanbul.
It's a disaster, the biggest we have seen in 20 years. It may take us more than 2 months to reopen our store.
The İkitelli district is renowned for its furniture manufacturers. These showrooms are usually teeming with customers from all over the world. Authorities estimate the cost of the damage on this street alone is around $50 million, and the government says it will compensate business owners. Istanbul is home to more than 17 million people, but urban planners have warned the sprawling city is not adequately equipped to withstand extreme weather caused by climate change, and residents are afraid that the worst has yet to come. Resul Serdar, Al Jazeera, Istanbul.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.
Deep, deep, deep. And you think it's just there, sir? That was just Turkey. Check Morocco.
Good evening. It happened late at night when most people were asleep. There was no warning. And it was absolutely horrific in its power. This is the moment a 6.8 magnitude earthquake rocked Morocco. You can see people fleeing into an alley only for debris to then start tumbling down. The quake was centered here, just south of the popular tourist destination of Marrakesh. The death toll already stands at over 2,000 people. And as we get new images in of the destruction, it's clear that number is only going to rise. Now it is a race against time to save those trapped in the buildings and try to get to the hardest hit areas that are cut off from the rest of the country. Many, including American tourists, now sleeping outside, fearing more aftershocks. The State Department late today confirming some Americans were injured. We have two reports tonight, beginning with Matt Bradley.
Security footage showing the rumbling, the shaking, and then the screaming as a 6.8 magnitude earthquake struck Morocco. Moroccans are now struggling to reach survivors thought to be buried beneath rubble. It's the most powerful tremor to hit Morocco in more than 100 years. Suddenly we saw things falling from above, like dishes and other things that were fixed to the wall. We were unable to sit or stand. Then we fled outside, said this resident. Really, the earthquake was very strong. Moroccan military reporting more than 2,000 people killed, another 2,000 injured. The numbers have been climbing all day, and they will probably continue to grow as first responders pull more bodies from ruined homes. We ran outside, but a wall fell on my head, said this man. Sky News' Adam Parsons is on the ground in Morocco.
There is still real fear about what could happen. Here's a very good example of that nervousness. This restaurant behind me was badly damaged by the earthquake on Friday night, but it only actually collapsed hours and hours later.
The quake struck in the high Atlas Mountains shortly before midnight. This security camera video of the first tremors shows people fleeing cafes in panic. and barely escaping falling debris. We went to sleep, but after a few seconds we felt the earthquake and we went out of the house, this man said. After that, the entire house was destroyed. The epicenter was about 50 miles from the historic city of Marrakesh. Its beloved Medina, or old city of labyrinthine alleyways, now partly damaged.
So parts of the Medina are fine. Other parts, as you can see behind me, are not so fine. The older buildings that are less structurally sound have suffered the most.
And Jose, we might not even know the full extent of the damage yet. Rescue workers are struggling to reach some of those remote villages in the Atlas Mountains near the epicenter. That's where they're expecting to find some of the worst destruction. Jose?
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.
All right, so that was over in Marrakesh, yeah, in Morocco. See what I'm going over in Libya for 1 second, because even over there, this is what I'm saying, there's so many things going on all at once, and madness.
Tonight, a staggering new death toll from Monday's catastrophic floods along Libya's Mediterranean coast. The Libyan Red Crescent Aid Organization says more than 11,000 are dead in the city of Derna, with another 10,000 still unaccounted for. New video shows the devastation. Some survivors say the only warning they received to evacuate was the explosion of dams bursting, unleashing those waves of floodwater.
Now, do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's just a few. When you go online, you can find about 30 or 40 or different stuff happening all across the, like, what is happening? That's a lot of dead people. If not, that's a lot of missing people. It's a hell of a lot of missing people. Chantal, big up yourself. I was just talking about the heart machine created by Nikola Tesla. And like, these things is not nothing new. These things, we've been talking about this for 15 years. We've been speaking about that. Literally about 15 years we've been speaking about Nikola Tesla, the heart machine, how it was even created, why he created it. He created it to give the world free electricity. So when we're paying for electricity that we're paying for, that they keep pushing through the roof, we know that we're getting robbed left, right and center, because this person created this electricity, so they claimed, and you could actually go outside and get a light bulb and stuff it into the dirt, twist it in the dirt, and the light bulb would light up. He knew how to beam that tower to whatever specific area, and he could just give that place electricity. You understand? So when he broke it down, he gave a quarter of it to Russia, a quarter of it to China, a quarter of it to England, and a quarter of it to America. Now, this is why America and England is a powerhouse together. And this is why England is America's batty and America is England's bench. Why? Because their 2 quarter pieces of that heart machine has been merged together, and that's how they control the world. Think about it. There's no rocket science to the information, because people like Alex Jones has been covering these things from God knows when. I've been just saying, like 15 years plus, even more. I mean, when it wasn't no internet, when it was only on DVDs and stuff, those are the DVDs we were watching, covering the Bohemian Grove and all these little meetings, these Secret Service and elites were sitting down and having and doing their little rituals. Yeah, from them time there. So it's not a new, you get me? Also, I did definitely want to definitely wanted to touch on the laser machine that they're using now, that a lot of the people don't understand why all these wildfires are happening. There's a new laser machine that these people have bought into. It's crazy. They don't need firearms. And I always said the reason why you can now get certain type of firearms in our community in the UK now is because the armies they don't have no need for no firearms no more. So all of those waste machines, they're putting it in our community for us to kill each other. And in the armies and amongst them, they're using lasers and drones to pitch and to take out whoever their target may be. They ain't using guns. They're not on no up close and personal no more. They're pressing a button and they're using a flipping controller. You know what I mean? So on YouTube breaks this down with evidence. Yeah, I watch bare about it still, but I'll check that one for sure. You know, I'm always looking for new information still, but enough of that we check already. Whole heap of them thing there. But check this out though. This is the laser weapon that I've been saying. Check this.
This is the world's first publicly acknowledged active laser weapon system aboard USS Ponce. It is incredibly precise and works like a laser pointer. In fact, it is so precise that you can hit a specific area of a target like a boat's engine without damaging anything else. It is both silent and invisible and can destroy moving targets on water, land, or air. The way the laser weapon system works is by generating an infrared beam from a solid-state laser array. A big advantage of lasers is their fast reaction time, as the laser literally travels at the speed of light. Additionally, lasers have the ability to fire numerous shots as they don't exactly need ammunition, not to mention a significantly low cost per shot as they use electricity. Now only one question remains. Was it a PS4 controller or an Xbox controller?
Now you see what I'm talking about, peeps. These people are sophisticated. They've been using sophisticated weapons against us for a long time. Nothing new. It's just for us to kind of wake up to what is going on, man. Just wake up to what's going on, man. And start doing what's right. Look after each other. Look out for each other, man. We got enough against us already than to be warring with each other like the way that we are. It's really crazy, man. Absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. That's all I can say, man. Crazy. Anyone got any thoughts? Any thoughts? Just let me know in the comment section. We'll cover that. You know what I mean? Oh, that Genius Dan. Big up yourself, Genius Dan, my bro, God. Shouts out to Fend. Fend, my little brother Fend was supposed to be on there as my guest as well today, you know, but, you know, because I had to move spots for a minute. I'm not even going to get into that because you know how that goes sometimes, man. Pretend this and AI being already close towards the potential of having to add like you don't. You're not wrong. Chantal, you're not wrong still. Marcus Brockshot, big up yourself. Manners and respect. No, there's a lot of things happening out here, man. Wally things are going, man. So don't be distracted is my point. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna stay long, because we've all got things to do. But just to get the message across to my people, please, don't be distracted for too long with anything. You know what I mean? There's a hell of a lot going on. Divina, big up yourself, my sister. Be a lover now. There's a hell of a lot of things going on right now. And it's happening from so many different angles. You cannot afford to be on your phone all day to free people. Do you understand? There's so much information to take in one day. You can't be on a phone all day to free people. You're mad? I chat what? You talking business? Figures? No. We're not breaking no bread. No. So we're just having a conversation for the whole day. Okay. That can't work on my watch. I got too much things to do and business to conduct to can sit on a phone all day to anyone. So we need to reshuffle our priorities and start spending some quality time in the right areas, because a lot of us are distracting and that's all it is. You see me? Manners and bare respect to everybody on the check-in, man. Nicola, big up yourself. Good evening. Wishing everyone a productive and a positive week ahead. As you know the thing already, man. My brothers, manners and all the time. Every time as well, bro, God. You know the choppings, man. Always, bro. I just wishing for the day that I can see my people just doing better, bro. Just the day that we will do a little better, man, because the youth them are watching us, man. And they still need to learn from somebody. As much as they think they know it all, they still got to learn from someone, bro. I mean, so we could do anything still, just try and do a little better. Try to do a little better. Do what's right. Put your best foot forward at all times if you can. Let all the negative things be the last result. Because a lot of us are so quick to just jump from 0 to 100. We need to know how to just, you know what I mean? Retain that anger for a piece. And reason for your second, because somehow we don't know for reason. And that's a big problem, you get me? So big up to everyone on the check-in, man. It's been a pleasure as usual. We're going to keep it consistent as usual. I hate when I have to move about, but yeah, we're there for you, I mean, till I find the next spot. And when I do find the next spot, it will be a permanent spot for a while, you get me? So don't watch no face, man. You know the trappings already. Boom, bang, because them can't stop we no matter what go on. We're still floating, right? So yeah, big up everyone on the check-in that passed through the Godcast tonight. Stay positive. If you can't be good, be careful. If you can't be careful, stay in your yard, man. Cha. I soon bring back Uncle Jimmy as well, you know. You don't stay there. Uncle Jimmy soon forward back. Some people don't watch no face, man. We check in by next side, is it? Manners. Different style. Babylon time up. Babylon time up. Babylon time up. Ooh, yeah. Babylon time up. Babylon time up. Ooh, yeah, yeah. We tell them Babylon time's up. Me tell them Babylon time up. Tell her boy find us. Turn them illusion, no confusion. Me no want to no big man or no youth man. Babylon a try for recruit man. We broke with 2 foot and with 2 hand. That's why we burn them up in the 2 van. Things when they do me people, you know it's too wrong. Lucky say they kill a for la build 2 song. And they kill and I roll with 2 bar. Turn them illusion, no confusion. Me no want to no big man or no youth man. Babylon a try for recruit man. We broke with 2 foot and with 2 hand. That's why we burn them up in the 2 van. Things when they do me people, you know it's too wrong. Lucky say they kill a for la build 2 song. And the general I walk with 2 bar. Babylonian triangle of captivity. Kill a man a deal with liberty. 4,000 years of exploitation. Me glad say me too dry, I never live to see. Get to youth them for know them issue. Remember that educate me from me a picking. The government can't trick me, do all of them sick me. From I and I a picnic. Well, he who stand for nothing will fall for anything. I know me that. Who no can't take me stunky son for either. They get out with the R.I.P. that I condemn every leader of every country. Them not believe they get to youth hungry. Before them get to youth them food and clean water. Them a get the youth bullet and pump it. Turn them illusion, no confusion. Me no want to no big man or no youth man. Babylon a try for recruit man. We broke with 2 foot and with 2 hand. That's why we burn them up in the 2 van. Things when they do me people, you know it's too wrong. Lucky say they kill a for la build 2 song. And they kill and I roll with 2 bar. Turn them illusion, no confusion. Me no want to no big man or no youth man. Babylon a try for recruit man. We broke with 2 foot and with 2 hand. That's why we burn them up in the 2 van. Things when they do me people, you know it's too wrong. Lucky say they kill a for la build 2 song. And the general I walk with 2 bomb. Babylon them confuse the youth, them fi believe say them are them enemy. No the man them see me in a car and a drive and the whole of them a penny me. Me no deal with bad mind, red eye killer. Me no deal with jealousy. From me run up on me, then they all wanna dead like J.F. Kennedy. Now forget the things my mother telling me. Forget them boy, cause them boy they are enemy. Them war we dead all lock up for your felony. All at your cemetery, people are poor out energy. No Babylon ain't testing me. All my people ain't stressing me. We have the real war remedy. Plus we they have left the legacy. All Babylon them have to rest in peace. Babylon start a war with the people them and the Babylon can't win them have to lose. My people no matter get it confused. Wanna cite this man 10 o'clock news. Babylon start a war with the ghetto youth and the ghetto youth them where you want shoot. Finding a car boat. How much ghetto youth them want recruit? Me people now go live with the atrocities you start. All of the ghetto youth them on the road where have heart. Stop from tear your own community apart because we need you whenever the Babylon them want start. Turn them illusion, no confusion. Me no want to no big man or no youth man. Babylon a try for recruit man. We broke with 2 foot and with 2 hand. That's why we burn them up in the 2 van. Things when they do me people, you know it's too wrong. Lucky say they kill a for la build 2 song. And they kill and I roll with 2 bar. Turn them illusion, no confusion. Me no want to no big man or no youth man. Babylon a try for recruit man. We broke with 2 foot and with 2 hand. That's why we burn them up in the 2 van. Things when they do me people, you know it's too wrong. Lucky say they kill a for la build 2 song. And the general I walk with 2 bar. For the Babylon killer, me we say booby trap. Man them a look and I say I movie that. In a war none of them can move me back. Might move the 9 but they kill and I move the Glock. And none of my people people now gonna be shocked. Whenever we are launch the attack, don't tell them on a block or kill block. Is the people I get to Babylon, that's that. Everything killer man saying is facts. I need to see the whole ends peeled back. I don't wanna hear say a black I kill back, and I don't wanna see my brother's face peeled back. Real facts, wanna know it's another real track. Anytime killer man I tell them fi burn Babylon, then you know so the killer means that. Heard them illusion, no confusion. Me no want to no big man or no youth man. Babylon I try for recruit man. We broke with 2 foot and with 2 hand. That's why we burn them up in the 2 van. Things when they do me people, you know it's too wrong. Lucky say the killer for I build 2 song. And the killer now roll with 2 bomb. Heard them illusion, no confusion. Me no want to no big man or no youth man. Babylon I try for recruit man. We broke with 2 foot and with 2 hand. That's why we burn them up in the 2 van. Things when they do me people, you know it's too wrong. Lucky say the killer for I build 2 song. And the general now walk with 2 bomb.